Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Independent School District 196, we welcome you to Eagan High School, the Wildcats Stadium, and today's non-conference girls varsity soccer game between the visiting Spartans from Simley High School, located in Inver Grove Heights. They are members of the Metro East Conference, and your Eagan Wildcats. Let's meet the starting lineups for today's game. First, let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Simley Spartans. Starting with the goalkeeper, senior, number 1, Abby Bowden. Defense, sophomore, number 2, Rachel Scuffsa. Midfield, freshman, number 3, Emmy Hocking. Forward, sophomore, number 6, Taylor Ralston. Defense, senior, number 7, Captain Ella Larson. Midfield, junior, number 10, Captain Laura Bozen. Forward, junior, number 11, Ella Tocido. Defense, junior, number 12, Alyssa Running. Forward, senior, number 14, Amelia Jessen. Defense, freshman, number 15, Sydney Reese. And defense, junior, number 18, Addie Hocking. The Spartans' assistant coaches are Felicia Crick and Emily Hancock. The head coach of the Simley Spartans is Nora Austin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our visitors to Wildcat Stadium this afternoon, the Simley Spartans. Now let's meet the starting lineup for your Eagan Wildcats as they come through the introduction tunnel. We start with the goalkeeper, senior, number 1, London Anderson. Midfield, senior, number 2, Captain Megan Carlson. Midfield, junior, number 10, Maddie Hobbs. Defense, junior, number 11, Yen Lee. Midfield, sophomore, number 12, Mallory Jensen. Forward, junior, number 13, Caitlin Matzik. Defense, senior, number 16, Captain Mara Ganji. Forward, senior, number 17, Kate Riley. Forward, senior, number 19, Captain Lauren Rockford. Defense, sophomore, number 23, Kira Walgrub. And defense, freshman, number 24, Kate Cron. Wildcat assistant coaches are Carrie James and Dylan Ron. The head coach of the Eagan Wildcats is Sherry Ekstrom. Ladies and gentlemen, your Eagan Wildcats. The officials for today's game, the center referee is Andrew Bartzak. The assistant referees are Paul Kamani and Shaji Varghese. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the national anthem will be played. The flag is located at the north end of Wildcat Stadium.
Good afternoon, Wildcat fans, and welcome to Eagan Wildcat Stadium for today's girls varsity matchup versus the Simley Spartans and your girls varsity Eagan Wildcats. My name is Skip Newton, back to you on another gorgeous day for soccer. It is sunny, there isn't a cloud in the sky. However, there is a significant breeze. We'll talk about that more as the game gets underway. But as usual, my broadcast partner is here, Nathan Cron. Nathan, how are things going today?
Things are going great, Skip. The grass is green, well, the turf is green, the sky is blue. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day for some Eagan girls soccer.
So Eagan coming off a Thursday night draw at Farmington where they were down 2 goals and came back to tie the game, nearly won it in overtime. Tell us more about that game.
Yeah, it was a great test for the Eagan Wildcat girls. They were playing into a very stiff wind for the first half, and that was Farmington had taken the wind in the first half. It was about 20-25 miles an hour straight at the players as they're coming up the field. It impacted the game in many ways, and you thought if Eagan could get through that half with a draw, maybe a goal down, that they might be okay, and at halftime it was 1-0. Farmington did nick another goal early in the second half, and that's when the Eagan Wildcats and their seniors really started to influence the game and really force the play as Kate Riley and Maddie Hobbs scored for the Wildcats. Had a chance in added extra time to win the game off a corner, but just couldn't quite scramble the ball in, and they have to settle for a draw.
So when you're down 2-0, a draw is actually not a bad thing, right? I mean, they got the momentum in the second half. They came back, so they got to be feeling pretty good about that. Of course, you're disappointed you couldn't get the win, but that is the 4th consecutive game in which Eagan has not lost, so they're on a 4-game unbeaten streak as we get underway here. Eagan comes into this game with a 3-3-2 overall record. They are 1-1-1 in the South Suburban play. We got an early chance here for Matzik. Nice ball down the right side. She switches to her left foot, takes a shot low, hard, and just wide. That's picked up by the goalkeeper, Addie Boughton, for Simley. So Eagan is currently tied for 5th place in the South Suburban Conference, facing against a Simley squad that is 2-1 in the Metro East, 2-3-3 overall. Matzik again with a chance down the right side. She beats her defender, looking to cross. She does. Nice ball in between the goalkeeper and the defender. Nice hustle by Rockford. She keeps it in, looking for that diagonal pass back. I believe we have, was it out of bounds or we have an offside? It looks like it was out of bounds, so she didn't quite save it. So we'll have a goal kick here, the restart. Addie Boughton at goalkeeper.
Speaking earlier today to Coach Nora Austin here for the Simley Spartans, they're looking, they've done some good things this season, but obviously consistency's been a bit of a challenge. Leaving aside a 7-0 drubbing of North St. Paul, the Spartans have not scored, have in 6 games scored only 4 varsity goals, and that's a trend that Coach Austin said has to change. They also have to work on their set-piece defense, so we'll see if the Wildcats are able to earn a few set-piece plays, whether they're able to test Boughton or this Spartan defense.
Eagan controlling it on the far side with a throw-in. Barely kept in bounds. Nicely done by Rockford. Kate Cron steps up from her back left position. Today, Kate's 15th birthday, so a happy birthday to Kate Cron. I think there would be no better way to celebrate that birthday than with a goal and a win, of course. This one kicked over the head of everyone. Kira Waldrop, the sophomore, drops back. She's going to just drop it for London Anderson. Give it a boot upfield, trying to connect with midfielder. Can't quite. There's Meg Carlson, senior captain, controlling. Now she dribbles into open space. Goes long for Matzik. She'll be able to get that one. And it's kicked out by number 15 from Simley, Sydney Reese, a freshman defender. Interesting, Simley's a fairly young team. Only 3 senior starters in their lineup, and that includes the goalkeeper, so really just 2 of the 10 that are non-keepers. Nice cross-field switch there. Ball drop all the way over to Cron. Looking for Rockford down the far touchline.
Well, you take the youth of this Simley Spartan crew into, or in this team, especially the field players, into account, Skip, it makes the results they've had even that much more impressive.
This throw-in goes off of the Simley defender for the first corner kick of the game. We talked about the wind a little bit ago. It is pretty strong going right to left, so Eagan going against the wind in the first half, which I kind of like. They decide to go short with this one, dribbling it in now. Another short pass. This one comes out, trying to get a shot off. They can't control, and this one's cleared out to Simley's number 11, Ella Tecido. Simley controls, but Egan's able to regroup. They go with a really long ball. That one's going to get all the way to the box. Anderson can just let that one go out of play and take the goal kick.
Curious there, Skip. Why would Anderson let that roll out? I mean, my understanding is keepers generally like to control the ball and be able to either punt the ball, distribute with their hands, things like that. Why would she let that roll out and go for a goal kick?
I'm not sure if she felt it was too close to the line and she thought she might not quite get there. She was rushed, and then you make a silly mistake hurrying, and you end up, giving the other team a corner kick. Maybe that's what was going through her mind. Nice tap by Matzik, looking for Kate Riley. She's got it. She's got Rockford, feeds her down the left side. That pass is just a little too far towards a defender. This one spins to avoid the goal kick, going out for a deep throw right near the quarter circle there. Bit of a fortuitous break.
Who says that you can't get weird bounces on turf, Skip?
Yeah, exactly. Nice one-touch pass there to Rockford. She tries to take a touch into the box, and this looks like it's going to be, the wind pushed that from a corner to a throw-in. Or did they call it a corner?
The referees are lining up as if that's a corner. I think from our position, Skip, I agree with you. I think that ball was probably gone for a deep throw.
We'll take the break. The second kick, this goes long, unfortunately. Off the top of the post, so that's still in. That's a live ball. Coach Ekstrom, you can hear from the other side screaming, do not let them out. She wants to keep the pressure and keep it down here in their end. Yen Lee is a little bit shoved from behind. Ball goes over her head. Hobbs controlling. One of the 2 goal scorers in the last game against Farmington. Over to Kate Cron. Up to Jensen. Loses control.
You can hear the Eagan bench calling for a smaller number of touches also from the midfield players.
Not a lot of space in the middle of the field. The Simley defense is pressuring fairly quickly, so the coach is yelling that 2 touches, 1 to control and then one to get rid of that ball. They're not going to be able to dribble with it a lot. Rockford controls, turns. She's got 2 girls on her. Unfortunate touch there, goes out of play. Hobbs has it. She's going to drop it back to Waldrop. Up for Matzik. That one's intercepted by the defense. Waldrop holds her ground and wins a couple of balls there to get it farther upfield.
That was a nice interception by Reese, the freshman, number 15 for Simley. A couple times we've seen her very active as she's taking on Matzik on that far side.
Now, we talked about the wind. We should also mention that the sun is working against Eagan right now as they are looking into it when they're on the attack. So happened to notice London Anderson shielding her eyes. Here's a nice spin move down the far side. Unfortunately, there's no one to go to. She can't get it up in the air. Is Kate Cron. Now she'll have a throw, which is good because Cron can throw it up to 30 yards. She really wants to. Goes over a few girls. Eagan looking for that first good shot. Here's a volley by Cron. That one's blocked. Simley wins that one in the middle of the field. Played safely by Ganji, Mara Ganji, senior defender. Another co-captain. Ball goes over the head, but Eagan's able to recover. Rockford can't beat the one defender, but maintains possession. She goes outside. Riley has it, pressure from behind. Pulls it back. Uses her speed now to get around one defender. She's got a chance to cross, trying to take on another girl. Feeds it into Rockford. Shields it, drops it back. Here's a shot. It's long, unfortunately. Wide and probably a little high. Nice little short passing there to produce a fairly good scoring chance.
Yeah, I like the try from Jensen from distance. Jensen has been able to score from distance this year, has a history of doing it from last year. I like the way that the forwards drew the defense into the penalty area and then played the ball negative as Jensen came onto it. If that shot's open all day long, that's going to be very, very productive for the Wildcats.
Big key to that those long shots is getting it on frame, because then good things can happen. It goes off a pipe, you get a rebound, who knows. This one goes to Matzik, gets by the defender. If she can track it down, this should be a good chance. She gets there just in time. Nice little cutback. Passing with the left foot. Unfortunately, nobody's there but the defense. Hobbs called with the push, the first foul of the game. Simley kick at about the 24-yard line.
Free kick, Simley.
This one touched past Lee. She'll track it down, go back to Waldrop. She's going to give it a big boot. Nicely done to Carlson at the midfield. She controls. Nice pass to Hobbs. Back to Carlson. She's got options here. She's going to go through. She's got Kate Riley, potential breakaway or a 2-on-1 with Rockford on the left side. She's going to take a shot, and it's off the football crossbar. The keeper had come way out. She just had to get it over the keeper's head, and that was a goal. I'm not really sure what the keeper was doing there, as she was kind of stuck herself in no man's land.
Yeah, I think Boughton thought she would come out for that ball and then suddenly realized that Riley was going to get on the other end of it very quickly and then tried to figure out a way to take away the angle. But that time, very lucky that Riley, I think, maybe sensed that the defense was closing in on her, wanted to get that shot on goal. And clearly, the Wildcats have not had enough shots on goal yet this year when they've had opportunities. So, you know, I like the cold-bloodedness by Riley saying, I'm putting this on. And he didn't miss by much, Skip Newton.
Matzik controlling with her head, pressured by two defenders, push from behind, no call. Lee has it. She's got a little bit of space, so she'll nice pass up to Riley, back out to Matzik. She's got Riley coming down. Instead, she goes long to Rockford. She controls, back to Carlson, takes a spin. She might take a shot, takes another dribble, passes it in. Matzik's got it, trying to get that shot up, but she's well defended. Up now is Ganji. Nice pass up to Jensen. That first touch gets away from her. Ball drop at midfield. We'll regroup over to Cron. Some nice passing here by the girls in green. Keeping it on the ground, which is another key against the wind. Oh, nice little bottom of the foot touch there by Hobbs. Now they go deep. High bounce, but Kate Cron, 5'11", does not get over her head. That was a nice little play. Ganji's going to go all the way back to Anderson.
How many times, Skip, have we talked about it when the Wildcats put together a number of passes, 5, 6, 7 passes in a row? How successful are they? And right now they're being very successful when they can put that many passes together.
Yeah, so far the passing has looked really crisp, to the point where you almost anticipate the next pass. Here's a nice step up by the defense. Tripped by Cron and no call. I can't believe that wasn't called. Here's an onside one. It's a race by Rockford. Goalkeeper again comes up and then goes back. Rockford looking to shoot. She touches just not quite over the head of Boughton. It looked like the same situation there, except on the left side, where this time Boughton realized she wasn't going to get there and quickly retreated. So a nice recovery there by the senior goalkeeper. Matzik looking to track down that ball. Spins her defender, nicely done. Uses her body to get into position. Now she's got one more girl to beat. Cuts in front of her, she makes space, she passes it across. Boughton with a nice diving play to avoid a easy tap-in goal for Riley.
That was a great pass / shot by Matzik. I think there's a chance that might have curled in if Boughton hadn't got to that, and that had run to the far post. That might have actually trickled in.
Yeah, tough to say with that angle. It almost looked like the goalkeeper was anticipating the pass. She might have been able to sneak in a shot between the goalkeeper and the near post, which of course is a big no-no in goalkeeper school. You never give it up near post. Ball to Matzik. Thinks she's on sides. I'm not sure if Rockford is on the other side. She's going to take a shot, I believe. Pulls it back nice. She's open. Left foot shot. And there's the... Is it in? It's a save. Just a nice diving save. I thought that was going in. She tried to go near post. Boughton with a great play.
Oh, that was a magnificent save. Absolutely magnificent. She was in a situation where she had to make a brilliant play, and she did just that.
Another corner here for the Wildcats, looking to get their ball punched out by Boughton, but not out. Oh, and here's a volley, and she got way under it. She'd like to have that one back, is Hobbs. with her advanced foot skills, I think she believes she should have made a better attempt at that. She kind of walked away frustrated. You could tell that she expects herself to make that play. So it gets past her. Wall drop, unfortunately, gets right between her legs, but Ganji's there to help out. Her clearing attempt goes straight to Simley. They're going to take a long shot. This will be harmless.
Shot for the Spartans taken by Amelia Jessen, number 14.
Amelia Jessen, another one of the senior starters of the three with that long shot. Really the first of the game for Simley, but hardly a scoring threat. Carlson across to Cron. She's got to get going to the ball there. She got stuck waiting for it. I don't know if her teammates told her that she needed to move, but ball again played into Anderson.
And I like the idea of the switch. It's a good move, Skip, with that type of space to switch the ball over to Cron. But as you say, Cron's got to check to that ball, especially if on the far side, and I think that's Hawking on the far side, another freshman midfielder. If Emmy Hawking's going to be lurking, Cron's got to step to that ball.
So far the Simley attack has been a lot of deep balls once they get possession in about this area of the field. Nice D by Jensen coming back. This one goes up, played by the left side of the defender. Unfortunately, that ball doesn't get through as it's straight at the defense. Otherwise, that could have been interesting. This one looked like it might have gone off a hand, but maybe not. Oh, there's a knockdown in the middle of the field, no call. Simley doesn't understand why. Matzik, nice check back to the ball. She gets it through to Riley. It's a potential 2-on-1. This one off of Wall. Yep, they're going to get a handball here. Oh, she got stuck with her hands up, near her chest on the inside. If they had been down at a normal spot, it would have gone right off her chest, and she would have been off to the races.
Unlucky for Rockford, no question about it, Skip. Great ball by Riley, sneaking it over to her.
But you can see the Simley player there, I think, really struggling to play that ball out of the air because she looks up and the sun is right in your eyes on those long balls by the Simley defense or goalkeeper. This through ball is going to be played by Yen Lee first. Good hustle back. She's going to turn. Nicely done. She faked it back to wall drop. Now she's got space. She's got Carlson in the middle. She uses her. Carlson has space as well, looking for Rockford long. Gets it up. It goes by her. See if she can track that down. She's got wheels. She does. Impressive.
Someone needs to come to the negative space behind her.
Yes, and there's someone there. She passes it back to the 18. Unfortunately, we can't win that one. We had two girls colliding. Defense gets the foot on it.
I mean, when you see your teammate driving, it's kind of like in basketball. You see your teammate driving the baseline, you need to come to the middle to look for that pass if it's there. And right now, Wildcats, I think, certainly testing that Simley Spartan back line. Be interesting to see how Simley reacts, because right now the Wildcats are really running past them, Skip.
Yeah, so far the Wildcats definitely look like the aggressors and the better team. Into the game, freshman forward Angelina Yin.
And Angie Yin had a wonderful game against Farmington. Did a nice job of creating space and opportunities, serving the ball in. I think with her diminutive size, I think people assume that she's maybe quick but not fast. And from a straight line speed standpoint, she really tested the Farmington defense.
That was a great touch there by Lee back on the defense. She realized she had space, so she didn't need to head the ball. All she did was drop back and play with her chest. Well played. Good hustle over there by Kylie Weisendonner into the game, far side.
Substitutions both teams for the Wildcats. Into the game, Kirsten Lee, number 22. Going out,
Kate Cron coming out of the game for Kirsten Lee back at left D. So interesting note, senior co-captain Sarah Brecklin, number 5, has not played yet today. That has me a little concerned. She has started every game this season and played stellar defense. So the fact that she didn't start and hasn't played yet makes me wonder if she might have somehow gotten nicked up in the last game. Try to do a little research on that at halftime and get some answers here for you. Long ball by Simley, tracked down their forward. She's trying to keep it in. She does, but Ganji's right there. She had no one to pass to, so just wisely kicks that out of play. Another good crowd here today. People enjoying the weather. Not a lot of action going on the far side. A couple of rethrows. This one deep near the corner. And we're going to have yet another one. There's only one girl near the middle of the goal box. Yen Lee keeping an eye on her. Ganji kicks it outside. Well done. Kirsten Lee with the left foot. Carlson, well done winning that ball over to Weisendonner. She can't keep it in. She was pressured from behind. That's a tough play when you're facing the touch line like that and you're pressured from behind. You really have nowhere to go with the ball. Nice little touch there, but Olivia Knoll into the game. Senior plays that one. Eagan struggling to get possession here. Let's see if they can regroup. Simley has it at midfield. Good pressure there. Ganji kicks that one out of harm's way, but right back in by Simley. Carlson steps up, wins this one, goes out to Weisendonner. Nice one-touch pass into the middle for Riley. She's got Angelina Yin. Let's see who can win this foot race. She does. She's got her, but she well defended with the body. Now it's a 1-on-2. Waiting for any help. She got no support, so she's basically on her own. Good team defense there by Simley, negating a potential breakaway.
Yeah, someone's got to break their neck to get there. When Yin's got an opportunity like that, like you said, Skip, she could have easily given it away, both to a teammate who's playing off of her. Somebody's got to get up there and help her.
Riley passes it across. It's intercepted. Here's Hobbs looking to shoot. Can't get it. Lee knocked down. No call. That's been kind of the way the game has been called thus far. A lot of calls have gone uncalled. Waldrop easily tracks that down. Anderson gives it the boot. Hobbs, nice little flick out for Knoll. Unfortunately, she didn't win that one. Lee defending over there. Nice deflection. She wins that down the line. Weisendonner's not going to be able to track this down first, but at least hustles to give the defense less time, and now Knoll controls back to Mara Ganji.
Someone's got to tell Ganji the middle of the field's open. She's got multiple players in the middle of the field she can make an easy pass to instead of having to dribble through people.
Ganji trying to beat her defender one-on-one. I like this. She gives herself space. She's going to cross it left field. Oh, just nicked away by the defense. So those crosses aren't quite connecting. Nice little one touch. It's about a one-on-one here with Waldrop. She gets there first. Looks like that ball was played deep by Simley. Waldrop tracks it down, turns and finds Lee.
Now Wildcat passing in the last handful of minutes, Skip, has gotten a lot less connected and a lot less effective.
Yeah, Simley's definitely possessing the ball a little more. We see a lot of the Amelia Jessen, number 14, controlling the ball here on the left, the near side. You can hear Coach Sherry Ekstrom yelling some instructions, saying play together, so that kind of getting at what we're talking about, right? Let's make some passes, girls. Let's keep our shape.
Yeah, I think the default is to boot it long. The default, as we've talked about, Skip, with this team is we get into trouble, we're nervous, we're not sure what to do, we can't find someone to pass to, we just hammer it down the field as far as we can go, and we expect our speedy forwards to run onto it.
Boy, that looked like a nice little 1-2 pass there, but just a little too much into open space, and no Eagan player could track it down. Headed by Lee. Yin comes over to pressure, nicely done. So now Knoll has it. She's got time. She's going to take a look. Pass is just a little too strong for Hobbs. Turnover produces a lob or shot attempt, but another easy play for Anderson.
Yeah, Eagan dominating the shots. Eagan dominating really the offensive play. Simley not really able to register anything in the attacking third, but at the same time, Eagan's still with an empty hole on the scoreboard.
We're down to 16 and a half minutes in the first half. It's scoreless thus far. Eagan with quite a bit of pressure early. Nice play by Lee up to Hobbs. Well done. Over to Knoll. Goes to Lee. Little 1-2 game. Nicely done. Knoll has it. She's going to go left. She's got Weisendowner coming down the left side. It's a 3-on-3 here. She's got help. If she can get it across, she does. Beats her player nicely. Now she does the left-footed cross right to the defense. This one's Carlson's got it. She's going to take a touch, get it on her right foot. She shoots. Oh, the ball bounced off the keeper. Yin was right there. Looks like all she could do was try to run through that, and it went right back into the keeper's hands. Boughton with another good save, but a big scoring chance there for the Wildcats on a nice play by Weisendowner to set that up. Yin is way off sides by a good 5+ yards there.
Yeah, there had been some lack of discipline on the back line for the Spartans, but not that time, as Yin, as you said, was well off sides. And I like the play by Yin and Boughton there, in that there was something of a borderline, could have been collision, but there wasn't a collision. Both players going for the ball, and no whistle there was the right call.
Boy, a couple of easy passes lately have gone not to feet. Right? They're like there. The perfect example. Carlson was open and passed it too far away from her, and it results in a turnover. Like to see them pass to feet a little bit more. Carlson holding onto the ball. She doesn't have an option forward, so she goes back to Ganji. Some substitutions here for the Eagan Wildcats. Ella Logan, number 15, up at forward. Kate Cron back at defense, this time on the near side.
Well, you saw Skip in that last sequence, when the Wildcats put together 2 or 3 shorter passes and then built a little bit in the midfield and then went long. Then they had some success. I'd like to think that they're going to get back to that here.
This one's won by Logan. She's got Yin, but it's a little over her head. She still controls, trying to spin the defender. Played out perfectly by the defense, but Egan's there to mop up. Hobbs has it. She's getting surrounded quickly, looking for a pass. Can't quite thread the needle, but nice recovery, at least temporarily. Waldrop's got it. She's going to give a long ball boot. Played by Simley. Logan and Carlson there for the Wildcats.
Logan and Carlson have got to get their communication straightened out.
Logan couldn't shield the ball there. She did the initial touch. Kirsten Lee knocked down either by pass, the wind, or just the fact that she was backpedaling so fast to get under that and lost her footing. Probably the latter.
Clearly a turf problem.
Hobbs controls nicely. Back to Waldrop. Goes up to Carlson. Nice control. Doesn't quite thread the needle, but goes to Yin. Tries to go through the defense. Can't get past Rachel Sufsa. Sophomore defender. Pushing the back there on number 14. Against number 14. Ellery Bartels just into the game. She goes deep. Weisendowner. It's muscled off the ball. You don't see a lot of that. So good aggressive physical play there by Simley, and I feel like with the lack of calls, that's probably going to be the way this game is going to go. I think we're going to start to see more physicality as the game goes on.
I think that inures to the benefit of a number of the Eagan players, Skip. I think a number of them have a very physical draw contact type of style. Yin, Weisendowner, Matzik, Hobbs, Ganji, people like that. But at the same time, the Wildcats really have had the lion's share of scoring chances, the offensive pressure. They've looked much more comfortable in the attacking third. They really should try to, the wind is in their face, no question, but really they need to nick a goal here.
Yeah, it would be great to come out of this when you've played so well for the majority of the half with at least a 1-goal lead, especially thinking that they're gonna get the win in the second half and not have to stare into the sun. Cron tracks that down, nicely done. Good control pass back to Waldrop. That's one of those sneaky good plays. It doesn't show up on the stat sheet as anything spectacular, but if she doesn't play that right, that could have resulted in a nice scoring chance for Simley. So well done. Kind of the defender's curse. They're much better off when nobody mentions them. Long ball by, I think, Bartels. little long, a little wide.
Well, historically, this year, as we talked to earlier, Skip, the Spartans have not scored a lot of goals. Leaving aside one large offensive outburst, they've had 4 goals in 6 games. The Wildcats have also had challenges scoring goals this year. And so that the game's really playing, it's coming into form. It's kind of what we thought it would be, a very, not, I wouldn't say defensive struggle, but not a lot of goal scoring.
Here's a chance for a shot. Too wide there by Bartels again. She had options there. She had Weisendonner on the left, who might have been actually a little too close. I think that would have been better off if Weisendonner had been out further wide to spread out that defense. Kind of allowed the defender to play both Bartels and Weisendonner. Nice play by Carlson to win this one. She taps it forward. Well done. There's a potential breakaway. Just that first touch gets away from Logan. A great touch pass by Carlson, threading the needle with really just perfect placement. I think in hindsight, it would have been nice to see Logan just shoot that right away.
Yeah, unlucky for Logan.
She had so little space to work with, and the keeper has shown that she's not afraid to come out aggressively. So the one-time touch might have been, the shot might have been the way to go. Bartels nicely done to knock that one out of the air and then win it again. Out to Cron. Plays it off the defense. This is going to be a throw-in for Eagan. That's off of number 21, Joe Flaherty. Senior substitution. This header's knocked out of bounds. At halftime today, we've got the annual Teacher Appreciation Day. So all the girls choosing a teacher to give recognition to. It's always one of my favorite days of the year. Nicely controlled there. Hobbs up to Carlson. Nice spin move. Well defended. Oh, and a nice pass. She brought that all the way back. Carlson struggling with it. Physical contact from number 6 of Simley. Taylor Ralston plays a physical game, it looks like. This one goes up and over. Weisendonner trying to track it down. Shields it. She's got a nice outside run by Kirsten Lee, but doesn't play it. This one goes to the middle. Carlson trying to win that. Now Kirsten Lee's got to get back since she made that run and didn't get the ball. Of course, she knows she's got great defensive help behind her, and Mara Ganji, Kira Waldrop, so a good run out there by the defense. I'd like to see more of that. I'm a little surprised we didn't utilize that run. So played up the middle. Hobbs has it. One-on-one. Finds Cron. Cron's got a lot of space. She's going to go up the middle. Deflected by the defense to Carlson. She's going to go through, trying to get it to Weisendonner. Doesn't quite get enough on it. Be a throw-in down just inside, right about the 18 if it were extended.
While we're substituting here, the Eagan Wildcat boosters, boys and girls, would like to thank their platinum sponsors for this year. The Eagan Arms Public House, the Eagan Hockey Association, Wave Soccer Club, Elite Feet Training, Minnesota Orthodontics, and Summit Orthopedics. Thank you to our platinum sponsors from the Eagan boys and girls high school varsity booster clubs. We can't do this without you. Thank you very much to our sponsors.
Number 3, checking in now for the Wildcats, Reese Berglund, number 18.
So back at defense, number 18, Reese Berglund, senior.
Back in Amelia Jessen, number 14.
Back to live action here.
Remeckel, number 9. And Addie Hocking, number 18.
Yeah, another throw in here with 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the scoreless first half. Eagan fighting for something. I believe that's Natalie Ward. Spins the defender, and did she get the corner kick? Yes, she did. A nice play by Ward. Also a physical player, so she will have no problem matching that physicality with Simley. This is, I believe, number 4 corner kick. Or yep. One's played in the middle, got a little spin, headed out, and we're going to have corner kick number 5 following that up.
Corner kick again for the Wildcats.
Wildcats haven't scored a lot off of set piece plays, Skip. Let's see what they can do here.
The only girl back is Kira Waldrop. When played in a little farther away. Lee can't get anything on that. This one bounced off Waldrop. She knows she has time, so she uses it wisely. She's going to play it up and over. This might be a, nope, no worries about offsides. Controlled by Simley. Play it back to Boughton. She goes deep, well played. Waldrop steps up, doesn't win it, but does prevent the other team from winning, so good play there. Rockford trying to chase this one down. She just does in the nick of time. Spins it to her power leg. She's going to go with a shot. Good strength on the shot. Unfortunately, just a little too low. Boughton not only saves it, but doesn't give up a rebound.
Yeah, she hasn't spilled any rebounds that I can recall, Skip. She's, if I count correctly, she's had 5 shots on goal, and she hasn't given up a rebound yet.
Big punt, of course, wind aided. Emmy Hocking, the freshman midfielder, number 3 there, tried to chase it down, but that punt ended up going out of bounds, way down near the 25-yard line, so that was a boot. Berglund to throw this one again. To track it down.
We'll give a second call.
I think she snared about an extra 10 yards tracking that ball down. Well played. Senior leadership right there. Matzik back to Waldrop, up to Hobbs. Hobbs doesn't realize she can turn. Plays it well anyway. Bartels trying to find Rockford. Gets there eventually. Not quite. Oh, and just out of the reach of Hobbs. Got a little bit of a run here trying to thread the needle. Nicely done by Waldrop. Trying to get it to Lee. Simley controls it midfield. There was a rushed pass by Simley. I don't think she realized she had time. Up to Matzik. Knocked away by the defense. Nice play by Berglund there. Just as Hocking was spinning to make a play, Berglund closed the distance well. Good pressure deep.
Wildcat Booster Club would also like to thank their gold sponsors, Birchwood Dental, Rami Cormont at Coldwell Banker, Divine Salon, Dunn Brothers Coffee, John and Melanie Willie at Edina Realty, the North Oaks Blast Soccer Club, and the Urgency Room. Thank you to our gold sponsors for making this season possible.
Nice little throw and pass, and then a switch of the fields there by Simley. So trying to create some space and opportunity. Ganji has this under control. Kicks it out. It'll be a Simley throw. Three headers in a row here. This one's going to get out of bounds, and this will be the first corner kick for the Spartans.
Great opportunity for the Spartans late in the half, Skip.
3.5 minutes to play.
On the kick, number 14, Amelia Jessen.
They go way out to the 18. Kind of gets by a couple girls, but Matzik's there to mop that up. Ward comes back. She's knocked nearly down from behind, and there's a call, the first foul against Simley.
Whistle foul call against Simley.
Wasn't knocked down, but she was definitely knocked off the ball enough for that was a pretty easy call, I think, to make. Big boot by Waldrop, headed straight up in the air. And kicked out of play.
Well, and it's a good match control foul. I mean, you're blowing the whistle with the ball a good 10, 12 yards on the other side of midway, and you know no one's going to get a scoring opportunity really off of that.
Berglund with a header. Hobbs controls, pulls it back, nicely done. Fakes it this time. Takes a safe pass over to Waldrop. She's going to go long, cross the field to Rockford. Uses the ball, or uses her body nicely to shield. She spins. She got it on her left foot. If she takes a shot, she cuts in, and the defense recovers. Oh! Played back by the foot to the keeper who picked it up, and no call. Wow. Not sure how the ref missed that. That was about as blatant as a pass back with the foot as I've seen.
That was very close, Skip. It was. She wasn't under any pressure.
Ward's on sides. She's got her girl beat. She's trying to cut it to her right foot. Can she take a shot? Yes, she does. She shoots with the power post, and it's a goal! Natalie Ward, the senior, puts the one into the corner. That was the one we were looking for. A great shot by Natalie Ward as she worked it into the middle field, and the Wildcats lead 1-0.
Oh, she's small, but she's mighty. Natalie Ward doing a great job there, getting space and staying on side. racing down the field and cutting it back. And honestly, Skip, I was a little worried when she cut it back. I thought, oh no, is the defense going to catch up to her from behind? She had the defender in front of her she had control of, but I was afraid that someone's going to catch her from behind and poke it away from her. Instead, she finishes with the right foot into the corner. There's not much Boughton could have done.
No, that was a perfectly placed shot with just enough pace. She didn't hammer it, but boy, she put it right in the corner. And I think I'm safe in saying that that is her first career varsity goal. So, of course, that means good things for the parent cheering section after the game.
We'll have to get the official announcement on the assist. Here it comes.
The assist for number 16, Mara Ganji. In the 39th minute, the time of the goal, 38 minutes, 7 seconds. Wildcats goal scored by Natalie Ward. The assist, Mara Ganji at 38:07.
Honestly, Skip, if I'm honest, I think that really takes a lot of the wind out of the Spartan sails. They've had the wind here for the first half. They're about to go into halftime 0-0, and all of a sudden Ward shakes them up and scores a goal, and now they've got to say to themselves, okay, we're going to be against the wind, against a team that's really shown better quality in this half. So what are we going to do for the second half?
Exactly. Yeah, we're down to 40 seconds left. There's a foul on Eagan. Trying to make something happen here is the Spartans. It's a big ball deep. Ganji plays that out of play, but a huge momentum, grabbing goal there by senior forward Natalie Ward. Ball drop has it. Couple of heads there. Third one. Nicely played by the Eagan Wildcats to get that out of the box. We're down to the final 10 seconds. They got to shoot if they want to get this in. It has to be in before the buzzer. Across that one. A semi-dangerous play there by Berglund. I was worried that might hit her arm, but it did not. And we have halftime and teacher appreciation time as well. So overall, a very good half for the Eagan Wildcats. We were prepared to talk about, I think, the unfortunate situation of playing well and not scoring and going down or being tied 0-0. But Natalie Ward said, no, I got this. Puts one into the corner for a 1-0 lead.
Kudos to Ward. I mean, she's coming off the bench, we talk about senior leadership. It's not just the seniors that are in your starting lineup that you need leadership from. It's players off the bench. This is a team sport, and you need scoring from everybody. And I think if you're the Wildcats, yes, you'd like to score 3, 4, 5, 6 goals a game. You'd love to score as many goals as you can. But the fact that you're getting scoring from so many different forwards, I mean, there are 9 forwards on this roster right now, and all of them are chipping in, and Ward's just the latest example.
Yeah, it was a great play. We got a little entertainment here as the Eagan dance line coming in. So we will sign off for halftime. For Nathan Cron, my name is Skip Newton. We will be back in just a little bit. It's 1-0 Eagan.
Today, the Eagan Fall Dance team performs their field routine to the song Rock This Party. Ladies and gentlemen. Captain Lauren Rockford is honoring Adam Copeland. Dr. Copeland is passionate about his job. He is one of the smartest people Lauren has met, and she is grateful for his support. London Anderson is honoring Carmen Pareda. Professora Pareda was able to adapt her classes for online learning and is supportive of her students. Natalie Ward is honoring Dave Strick. Mr. Strick helps his students learn by creating connections and an environment that makes learning fun. Olivia Knoll is honoring Amanda Adams. Mrs. Adams is a fun teacher and kind and compassionate person. She helps her students through the Women Empowerment Club. Greta Hackenmuller is honoring Stephanie Molster-Kotz. Ms. Molster-Kotz pushes her students to put in their full effort while making the class fun and exciting. Maddie Hobbs is honoring Michelle Zack. Mrs. Zack is a caring teacher who truly engages her students. She always makes pause more exciting and fun. Yen Lee is honoring Cheryl Match. Mrs. Match helped her students adapt to virtual learning and stay connected during COVID. Valerie Jensen is honoring Robert Toole. Mr. Toole is an excellent teacher and role model. Even with all the difficulties of last year, he continued to make the learning experience fun. Caitlin Matzik is honoring Essia Reddig. Mrs. Reddig makes connections with her students and provides them with extra support, especially during virtual learning. Ellery Bartels is honoring Elodie Hubbard. Ms. Hubbard cares not only about the education of her students, but also their well-being. She helps her students be better students and people. Ella Logan is honoring Rod Graham. Mr. Graham supports his students and motivates them both in the classroom and as a track coach. Congratulations, Mr. Graham, on your retirement. Kate Riley is honoring Todd Carlson. The way Mr. Carlson presents his material makes learning easy and interesting. Reese Berglund is honoring Wayne Krantz. Mr. Krantz cares about his students and checks in with them regularly. Knowing he cares means a lot to them. Angelina Illyria Yin is honoring Priscilla Mudd. Senora Mudd is hardworking and empathetic. Her students are grateful for how much she is able to teach them. Kirsten Lee is honoring Kim Hansen Ashland. Ms. Hansen helps her students grow out of their comfort zone while offering a helping hand. Kira Waldrop is honoring Lisa Langenheim. Ms. Langenheim is the coolest pause teacher and an amazing track and cross-country coach. Kate Cron is honoring Megan Thompson. Mrs. Thompson is more than a teacher. She's an at-school mom who shows her students that their worth is more than a test score. Kylie Weisendonner is honoring Terry Ralph. Mrs. Ralph stands out as a teacher and makes sure her students understand their assignments. Our student managers, Abby Kewen is honoring Mike Fritzie. Mr. Fritzie is a positive coach and pushes his players to be better on and off the court. And Abby Wickard is honoring Jordan Stevens. Mr. Stevens is a great math teacher and makes his classes fun. One last honor, the varsity team as a whole is honoring Jeff Kolomainen. Last year during COVID, Mr. Kolomainen attended every home game and is one of the team's biggest fans. He is a great science teacher and hockey coach. His support of the team is greatly appreciated. Again, we thank all of our dedicated teachers and give special recognition to the teachers here this afternoon, chosen by each player and manager, and by the whole team for their extraordinary impact. Please give a round of applause for all the great teachers here today. Thank you, one and all. the extended comments that each player made about the teacher they selected.
Welcome back to Eagan Wildcat Stadium for today's girls varsity soccer match between the Simley Spartans and your Eagan Wildcats. Eagan currently leads 1-0 on a goal by senior Natalie Ward late in the first half to take a 1-0 lead. My name is Skip Newton, joined as always by my broadcast partner Nathan Cron. Nathan, a really good half of soccer for Eagan, especially considering against the wind and into the sun.
Yeah, into the sun, against the wind. The Simley Spartans did not make it easy for the Wildcats. They gave up a lot. It was a very much a bend, don't break type of defense for the Spartans, where Eagan was able to get the ball into the attacking third, but once they got there, either the defense was able to do something with it or Boughton, to her credit, the goalie for the Spartans did a nice job of collecting balls and not giving up rebounds. But as you mentioned, Natalie Ward was able to sneak in the 38th minute and cash in with her right foot into the lower left corner, and that gives Eagan a lot of momentum coming into the second half.
Yeah, the half was really dominated, mostly by the Wildcats as they put 12 shots on against just one for the Spartans. 6 of those 12 were actually on goal. Of course, the one went in by Ward. The one shot by the Spartans, of course, saved by London Anderson. So not a lot of pressure against goalkeeper London Anderson. Hopefully that remains the case here in the second half as the horn is sounded, and we're going to get underway in just a little bit. I think what I would like to see is early pressure coming out of the halftime break, a little bit longer for teacher appreciation, and the dance line performance, which I don't believe we could cover because of the rules on broadcasting music played, unfortunately, for the hometown viewers. But a fast start for Eagan in the second half and a quick goal could really put this thing, beyond Simley's reach.
Yeah, right now the Spartans haven't shown. They've shown some things in the back line, and they had a period in the first half, Skip, where they had some possession and were able to do some nice things in the midfield. But offensively, in the attacking third, there just hasn't been that burst of creativity they need. There hasn't been that connection that they need to be able to advance the ball into a place to actually test Anderson. And we'll see if the Wildcats can come out with the intensity. I mean, this is a situation where if the Wildcats hang another goal or 2 goals on Simley, I think the Spartans are going to be hard pressed to climb back into this game.
Yeah, I would agree. And a quick note also for the Wildcats, we mentioned in the first half that senior co-captain Sarah Brecklin, number 5, not playing the entire half. Turns out she is dealing with a bit of a knee problem that's bugging her, and so they're just being cautious and holding her out of today's game. Probably a wise choice there. No need to risk further injury. Rest her up. It's been a busy week of soccer. This is the 4th game of the week, so she'll get tomorrow off. She gets Monday's practice to get ready for Tuesday night's game right back here at the Eagan High School field against a tough Lakeville North team.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Lakeville North beat Rosemount last week. Thursday. Was it Thursday?
I did notice that Rosemount had a tick in the loss column, which was always nice to see, and I just assumed that they must have played North. So that's a battle between the two best teams at this point in the South Suburban Conference. A huge win for North. Nice step up there by Lee to win that ball. She's pressuring the defender, and she makes a move to the middle. She's basically 1-on-6. She threads it through. Ward, the goal scorer, offsides. Eager to score goal number 2. She's got a taste for it now, Nathan.
Well, she's got a taste for it, and that time she was dipping into the cookie dough before it was baked. And no question about that, Natalie Ward looking for her brace, but clearly offsides.
So Coach Ekstrom rewarding the goal scorer by keeping her in the game at the start of the second half. I like that. That's a great gesture. When a girl's playing well, even though she's not the regular time starter, give her more opportunities here. She's racing for this one as well. That ball's played too aggressively through. The one thing I did like about that through ball, despite the fact that it was too hard, is it was on the ground. And if they play these in the air, Eagan's going to learn fairly quickly. That wind is going to be a significant factor, and they're going to go farther than they expect.
That's right. And Boughton's going to do it. Has already shown a propensity to come off her line. We'll see if she keeps coming off her line with this wind being what it is.
I mean, even that long ball there by the defense, Ganji, looked like it went a little bit farther than even the Simley Spartans thought it would. Yen Lee trying to play this one up for Matz. It can't, but that's because it's knocked out of play by the Spartans.
Yeah, just to confirm, Lakeville North did beat Rosemount 4-2 on Thursday night, according to Minnesota Girls Soccer Hub. So, I mean, we saw this Rosemount team, the Rosemount team come here into Wildcat Stadium and really dismantle and outplay the Wildcats. And so the Wildcats, when they play North, they better have their, if this was football, you would say your chin straps buckled. They don't wear helmets in soccer, but they better have their cleats laced on tight because it's going to be a game.
That's quite the offensive outburst, too, for Lakeville North. I mean, 4 goals against Rosemount, that is not easy. So they clearly took it to them. Anderson comes off her line to play this one. She's going to give it the boot. Goes up to Hobbs, plays it, Weisendowner plays it well. Back to Ganji, over to Yen Lee. She can go down the line, hit that one too close to the line. She knew it right away. Lee's going to play that with the left, looking for Ward. Goes off the back of number 18, the defender. Ward now has it, steps over, go cross. She's looking for Kate Riley, but Rachel Scuffsa, sophomore defender, plays that one way out of bounds for a deep throw. So Yen Lee will step up from her left back defensive position to take this throw in. She's got Mara Ganji wide open, plays it nicely. She's going to cross this one. She's got Ward. It goes past her. Riley was there. Played by the defense, and we've got a corner kick early in the second half here for the Wildcats. This will be the 6th of the game.
Well, hopefully our viewers at home, with the great camera work we have from our ETV crew, were able to see that the way that wind just took that ball and drifted it farther and farther and closer to the goal.
Nice kick here. Let's see if Eagan get it. Ganji gets a body on it, but can't get anything towards the goal aggressively. This one's kicked up and over for a goal kick.
The last shot was taken by Reese Berglund, number 18, out of bounds.
So Reese Berglund, senior defender, helping to fill the void left by Sarah Brecklin, plays that one over the top. She remains in the game. She finished the first half playing defense.
I don't think Sally Brecklin's on the roster still.
I don't know what I was thinking there. I think we got a handball at about the 40-yard line. The goal here is probably to get this as close to the 18 as she can despite the wind. It falls short of that. Nice play by Berglund. She wins this one. Carlson in the middle, surveying her options. Goes deep for Ward. Ward cutting behind the defender and offsides.
So it's an interesting situation there. Ward was in an offside position when the ball was played, came back and ran around the defender, and then was attempting to touch the ball first, and that's why the referee raised his flag. Now, I guess in theory, if the defender had played the ball and wasn't under any pressure, he could have kept his flag down, but it was a good call.
Direct free kick for the Spartans.
So a couple of offsides calls here on Ward. Carlson pressuring on the far side. Nice little give and go there by Simley. Ganji plays that one out of play. Or nope, sorry, that was wall drop.
I'd like to see a little more intensity out of Eagan right now. This is a situation where they have an opportunity to really put the pedal down and maybe nick a couple more goals and do some, and really, flip the script in terms of, their goal scoring and open up opportunities for maybe future games. But I'd like to see them really step on the opportunity here. And right now, as of this moment, they're just not doing it.
They'd like to see the ball boy over on the far field there, Kira Waldrop's dad, Shannon. Way to pitch in there, Shannon. Do your part. Little father-daughter team action. Ward's onside this time as she tries to win this one. She does. Shields it back for Matzik. She's got a ball trying to control it. Looking to bring it back to her strong foot. The right she does. Takes a shot. This one's got a chance. It's up and in! A goal for Caitlin Matzik. Perfectly played over the head of the defense. Eagan goes up 2-0. That was the early goal we were looking for right here in the 7th minute of the second half. A nice little play. Caitlin Matzik put it perfectly into the net.
Oh, Matzik curled it in beautifully with her right foot. Nice job by Natalie Ward shielding the ball off, controlling it, and laying it off for Matzik. That doesn't happen, Skip. If that doesn't happen, for Matzik, if Ward doesn't shield that ball and throw it to her. So Ward's going to get credit for the assist here. So Ward with a goal and an assist in this game, and Matzik with, I believe, as I understand, if I'm not her first goal, varsity goal, but certainly a major contribution. And what I was saying just a moment ago, the Wildcats needing more intensity, they found it there.
So a couple of big-time plays here by Eagan, taking advantage of scoring opportunities and capitalizing. We talked earlier, it's about finishing, and they did just that on both of these. We're going to have the ball rolled back into play. Eagan controls at midfield, up 2-0 now. Weisendonner, errant pass for Carlson. That one's going deep. Ganji's going to get there first, but gets over the line for a goal kick. So a big game for senior forward Natalie Ward, a goal and assist. Caitlin Matzik's first goal of this season, which is surprising given how well she's played in the last few games that I've watched, but well-earned, well-deserved, a great shot. Eagan with all the momentum now. I'm sure they would love to get a third goal. Nice spin there by Matzik. She plays it through. Can Ward get there in time? She can't.
It was just unlucky for Matzik. Ward had spun around and gone the other way. If Ward had come to the near side rather than around the defender, might have had a chance to run onto that. Like to see the chemistry, though. Like to see the chemistry between those two players looking for each other.
Yeah, they've got a nice thing going today. They're playing really well. Hobbs controlling nicely. There's another offsides by Ward.
Wildcats offside.
Win some, lose some. That's her third offsides call this half.
Of the half. So in a tighter game, coach might be upset with that, but this is an opportunity for Natalie to learn and to watch and to understand, hey, I need to be on side to be effective.
Ball played by Hobbs. Weisendonner up there. Here's Matzik to pressure. Ball comes to the near touchline. Good effort there by the freshman for Simley, but it gets out of play. Lee will throw it in. She's got Ganji behind. Goes deep for Matzik. Nice job keeping the ball in play. Now she gets around the defender. Well done. That ball stays in. Ooh, I thought that was on the line, but the assistant referee, Saji Vartiz, right on the line, makes the call.
I think, we've had that several times, Skip, and I think from our angle up here in the box, it looks like the ball is still touching or covering part of that line, and of course, our angle is not the angle that counts.
Yeah, it's possible that aside from the benches on the far side of the field, we might have one of the worst angles on that particular play. Ganji has it here. She has time, so she goes up to Lee. Lee looked to make a move between two defenders, but just didn't quite get the touch she was looking for. Now we'll have a substitution for Simley.
Substitution for Simley into the game is number 4, Riley Abrahamson.
Coming up on 30 minutes to play.
Going off is number 8.
Now that being said, we talked earlier about the youth of the Simley team, the field, especially the field players. Hawking, the freshman here, number 3. You see, just battling with Yin Lee. They're doing. There's some hope here from the Spartan standpoint, regardless of how this game turns out. If you're the Spartans program, the Spartans team, you have to like the fact that you've got a young team that's competing here against what should be a pretty solid Eagan team.
Oof! Talk about a nice aggressive play there, and the same player you were mentioning, that freshman Hawking, stepping up and taking one off the chin. She looks to be just fine, battling with Matzik for possession. That's going to be a tough battle for the freshman. So it goes back to Waldrop. She plays it safe up to Ward. Ward controls. Touch to Carlson. Nice little pass to Kate Riley. Riley's going to win this ball, I think, and nope, not quite. Of course, the goalkeeper has all the advantage there, being able to slide and use her hands. It looked like Riley let up a little bit just to make sure that there wasn't a dangerous play, which I think is the right play. That's a tough situation. The goalkeeper's really in a spot where they could get injured. Got to be careful.
Well, and Bowden's got to be careful that she doesn't foul Riley either. I mean, she took the ball, was able to take the ball, and she's good at that. But here's another opportunity for Riley.
I would like to see just about to say, I would like to see Megan Carlson get a shot. I know she can put one in from 30 yards out, especially with the wind at her back. But she has been distributing the ball very well thus far today and this season. There's a nice cross. Eagan can't win it, unfortunately. Played out by Simley over the head of Lee. This will be a throw-in near the 40. That was a great centering pass, well defended by the Spartans. Ganji with it. Gets rid of it just in time, but this one's going to go back to Boughton.
Little bit of indiscipline there with the Spartan back line. It looked like, on the far side that maybe Riley was in an offside position, but someone on the near side was keeping her on, and that's something. If you're the Spartans, you got to make sure you've got cleaned up. You can't let a player like Riley run around in behind you and have someone else keep her on side.
That ball clears out of the stadium entirely and under the far bleachers, so good time for a long substitution.
I want to mention our ETV crew here. As we mentioned, we're shots and the coverage here being brought to you by ETV. Michelle Blasco and Dylan Straub are our two ETV crew members here, and thank you to them for making this happen. Of course, guys like Skip and I are volunteers, but it's Dylan and Michelle and people like that that make this happen for ETV. And if you're interested in volunteering for ETV as a camera person or learning some other part of the trade, let them know, and they'll be happy to have you on board.
Simley with the ball. Intercepted by Jensen. Over to Rockford, both just entering the game. Rockford loses control. Nice little cut back by Simley. Rockford, good pressure for Bryan, or excuse me, that was Jensen. Out to Berglund, she's got space. She goes down the line, stays in, but right to the Simley defense. Nice step up by Rockford. She's got some wheels and got possession. She's got Yin on the inside. She's going to take a right-footed shot up and off the football crossbar. Second time we've hit the football crossbar today. So, of course, that's out of play, and this will be a goal kick.
And not that I would, and honestly, Skip, from my standpoint, not that I would want the Wildcats to run at the score on an opponent that they're better than, but I would really like to see the Wildcats score another 2 goals. I think I think they can. B, I think Simley's good enough that it would still mean something. And C, to be honest, I'd like to see the Wildcats really step on the accelerator here and really show quality.
Yeah, the 2-goal game can be a little bit misleading because it feels like you're really in firm control, and then if the other team gets, something fluky happens or whatever, they turn things around and get 1 goal, all of a sudden now it's just a 1-goal game. You're struggling to defend that lead, and the other team now has momentum. So a 3rd goal at a minimum would be ideal here, as Weisendonner can't keep that one in. She begs for the call, and the AR will have no part of that. Throw for the Spartans. Headed by Lee. Nice control here by Jensen. She's got space. Cuts around one defender. Deflects up to Riley. Back to Jensen. She's got an opportunity here. She feeds it through Lee and just offsides.
Right of the shot, Wildcats offside.
That was a bang-bang play. Some really good short passing. Just offsides by Yin. I like the setup there. So Eagan getting caught with a few different offsides calls here today. Fitting if Yin came in for Natalie Ward in that regard. Rockford gets it knocked away. Now Simley controls, pressured by Jensen. Back to Berglund.
And watch how many times, as you're watching as a viewer, watch how many times the Wildcats pass the ball and then the player that just passed the ball is often open. It's something that the Wildcats really, if I'm honest, should be looking at, because the player playing the ball away and moving off the ball is often open or has space, and if they give it right back to her, she's going to have an opportunity.
There was one where Hobbs, dribbled at least a good 20 yards before trying to hit that long ball. I think she almost expected pressure to come that wasn't there, because she felt like she was open too long, and I got to do something with it, when in reality she had space. Here's Riley to throw it in, looking for Yin near the goal line. That one's going to get thrown just a little too far.
Well, out of bounds off the Wildcats. Goal kick for the Spartans.
Yin's shoe comes off.
Hard to play soccer with only one shoe.
Yeah, I don't remember any part of the movie Cinderella where they got on the soccer field and kicked it around a little.
Number 18, 4 substitutions for Simley. Back in the game, Alexa Linner, number 5.
Although that would be quite the nickname as a soccer player. You know, in baseball, of course, Shoeless Joe Jackson was a famous nickname. How about imagine if you were a soccer player and your nickname was Shoeless?
I would love that. Well, and there used to be kickers in the NFL would kick barefoot.
That's right.
Lee's going to get another throw here up near the 30. Finds Riley, playing it in space. Now she finds, oh, nice little touch pass. A boom, boom out from the end back to Riley. And we've got a knockdown here. We're going to have a free kick for the Wildcats.
I don't understand it, Skip Newton. I don't understand why the advantage wasn't played. Riley had that ball on her feet in the corner and could have served it in. Why? I mean, this is a great free kick, don't get me wrong, but why the referee didn't play advantage and let Riley continue that play is a little bit of a mystery to me.
This is about maybe 5 or so yards to the left of where Matzik got her goal from. This is played on. It's a nice shot, just not quite enough. As Riley put that directly into the mitts of Boughton. She'll give it a boot up into the air. Weisendonner's there. Yin comes back to deflect that, but she was offsides when the ball was kicked. So this is going to be an offsides call. I thought I saw her come back a little bit late. So maybe a freshman mistake there, not being aware of her surroundings and hustling back as the defense was pressing up quickly.
Well, if there's something the Wildcats have done here in the second half that you would say they need to work on and they need to be cognizant of is offsides. It's their 5th offsides call of the half, and we're not even halfway through the half yet.
There's a big shove from behind. Autumn Remico, senior forward, number 9. Just body checking from behind. Now, how much worse would that one need to be to draw a yellow caution card?
Well, it probably depends on some level on the temperature of the match. Temperature of the match right now is not very high. Not a lot of chippy play. Not a lot of dangerous tackles. Anything like that. So, I mean, that probably isn't a yellow. If the match were much more heated, much more. Many more calls, many studs up, hits from behind, hits to the head, things of that nature. I think that would probably have drawn a yellow.
And the reason I asked was when I watched it live, it didn't look like she had any interest in playing the ball whatsoever. It looked like she just kind of, checked her and, that was the end of it.
Well, it wasn't really in a position where it was breaking up a promising attack. Otherwise, it certainly would have been, what we call, you might call a professional foul. But I could see it, I could see that going either way. I would imagine the next big hit like that from the same play from Remical, the same player, that would probably draw a yellow.
And a throw in here for the Spartans. Just bounces over the head of Jensen, but she gets it back. She had a couple different options there. She chooses Weisendonner, looking to use speed. Nice little cut back to the inside, create some space. Back to Jensen. She's got space. Pressured from number 10. Gets it over to Hobbs. Hobbs going to feel it from behind, so she maneuvers away. Well done. Looking for an opportunity. Eagan, no one's moving for her, and she's like, okay, girls, help me out here. She's got Berglund on the outside. Plays that one a little too far up, but she gets another touch, trying to beat her defender, and she does. All of a sudden, she's alone and forces the corner kick. So, nice little show of speed there on the outside. Or is that Cron? I believe that was Cron, my bad. So, missed the fact that she came into the game.
Substitution for the Wildcats, number 15, Ella Logan.
Yeah, we made this remark on our last broadcast, Skip, and the reality of it is that tall blondes with ponytails are kind of hard to tell apart from this distance.
Well, and for some reason, I have messed up Waldrop and Ganji on that back line multiple times today. Not blonde, but brunette and very similar in stature. And, of course, they both play so well back there. Speaking of wall drop, she kicks that one back in. This one's dangerous. Rockford's almost there. Once again, Boughton coming off her line very well. If she's not an aggressive goalkeeper, that's probably a goal.
Now, despite the fact that the Wildcats have put two past her, she's been a good play. Had a good game.
Yeah, both shots were very good shots. Not much any keeper's gonna be able to do with those. Nice control there by Bozen, number 10. But Yen Lee gets possession now. She's looking for options. Nice little move. Logan has that. Passes out to Rockford. She's going to be offsides, I'm guessing. Oh, maybe not, but doesn't matter. Boughton makes the play yet again.
Well, I agree with you, Skip. I thought Rockford was clearly offsides, but the assistant referee was right on spot.
Simley controlling the big punt. Comes over here to Spartans, but there's Yin to win it. Back to Hobbs. She goes up to Rockford. Lauren passes back to Kate Cron. Now this one's up. She is onside. This is a foot race between Yin and the goalkeeper, Boughton. Boughton not going to be able to pick this one up as it's outside the box, but she does get there first. A nice ball down the line, a little too hard, but outside the box where the keeper can't use her advantage of using her hands.
No, it was a crafty ball, and Yin made a great run on Cron's crafty ball, but Boughton, to her credit, did a magnificent job of recognizing that early. If she had started maybe 2 or 3 steps later, Yin was going to get that ball, and Boughton would have been caught out of the net.
The thing I really liked about that was the timing of the pass and the run to just be on sides. Here's a one-timer by Yin off the defense, and we're going to have another corner kick for the Wildcats. Boy, the shots, not on goal necessarily, but the shots really telling the tale here. 17 for Eagan, still 1 for the Spartans. Rockford taking the corner, goes low inside, and this one's a tough one to do anything with, really, for Eagan. In order to win the ball, they have to get there first, but if they get there first, it's not even past the front post. So the only chance they have would be to somehow control it and either pass it back or deflect it over their head, which, given the speed of that ball and the trajectory, that was a nearly impossible play. Nice through ball to Yin again, and this time she is offsides. So Eagan really pressing that back line.
Oh, and Rockford delivered the ball to Jensen, and then Rockford was wide open. I mean, Jensen had the ball in the middle, and Rockford had nobody in front of her. If Jensen, as I said before, if Jensen turns and sees Rockford or gives the ball back to the person who just gave the ball to her, she's got 30 yards of open grass.
If only they had a nifty little phrase for that kind of pass and then passing it back, like a, I don't know, maybe, give and go. There you go. Cron almost toying with her opponent on that one there. She knew she had ultimate possession eventually. Eagan wins this one. Bartels has it. Nice pass back to Ganji. She's going to bring it all the way across to Yin. Good play by Simley to cut in front there, but ultimately goes out of play, and Eagan will win the ball. Kirsten Lee in at left back defense. Up to Logan. Off of Logan. Good tackle there by Simley, but we're going to have a handball on Laura Bozen.
With the wind being what it is, Skip, I would love to see the Wildcats tee this up and put this into the 18. Don't play this short. Have Ganji give it a ride.
I was thinking the same thing, but I kind of knew they wouldn't. Of course, they go to the middle of the field and then basically do the same thing. Boughton out again. So senior goalkeeper Abby Boughton definitely getting her exercise in for the day, as she has been sprinting out multiple times each half to keep her team within distance. Nice little flick there by Spartans on the far side, but it goes out of play. This will be a throw-in for Cron. Big throw up to Rockford. She can't control.
You know, the longer this game stays 2-0, Skip, the more the Simley Spartans are going to think they can maybe have a chance to claw back into it with that, as you said, that weird, you know, fluky play or that mishandled ball or that mishit or that accidental handball in the box. And, you know, they haven't shown a lot of offensive prowess, but you don't have to if you just need to try to nick one goal. I'd like to see the Wildcats really get another goal here.
Yeah, but the way they're controlling play, it would absolutely be nice just to put this thing out of reach. Here's a potential chance for Yin. She's going to take the shot, and it's in! What a shot! Off the bottom of the crossbar and in. She top-shelved it hockey style. Angelina Yin with her first goal.
That's her first varsity goal, Skip, as a freshman.
So today is the day for first varsity goals. First, it's Natalie Ward, and now it's Angelina Ellerina Yin. Goal number 3 for the Wild. They lead 3-0.
Well, it's absolutely what the Wildcats needed. They needed that goal to have some breathing space to really exhale on this game, and now, of course, they have that. And it's, you know, as we said before, as I think I mentioned before, that this team is carrying this team is carrying 9 forwards, including Angelina Yin, and to have them all be scoring, chipping in, is just magnificent.
So counting the 3 today, that's 13 goals on the season. Nobody has more than 2. So we've got, let me just do a quick tally here, 10 different goal scorers for those 13 goals. So that just shows you how spread out the scoring is, which you talk about wanting to get, you know, get that girl that can step up and that you can count on, you know, kind of that star player. And that's always nice to have, right? The elite player that you can rely on. But there's definitely something to be said about a team where, hey, it could be any one of a half dozen players on any given game, and you don't need to rely on that one player. And this is outstanding for, you know, really the development of the season, to have this many girls looking to score and to put shots on. I think this is exactly what this team needed heading into, you know, the meat of their season, especially in conference play.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if this pattern continues, or if somebody does emerge as being the go-to player. Or, you know, I still will tell you, I think as a coach, you'd like to have at least one player out there who's going to give you that consistency. And I think, you know, it's great to have this much balanced scoring, and it's going to give you an opportunity to be competitive with teams. At the same time, having that one player or even 2 players that are your primary goal scorers would be nice, insofar as they're going to draw a lot of attention from the other team.
This is true. Yeah, it's a great point. You know, it never hurts. You know, obviously the best of both worlds. I believe she was on sides there as Jensen. She's going to go down the far touchline to Rockford. Nice little passing play there. Rockford
beautiful ball.
Big touch. Keeps it in. Logan has it. This one's kicked out of bounds. So it'll be an Eagan throw. We're down to about 10.5 minutes to play. 3-0 Eagan. They are in complete control here on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon.
Going out, number 20, Angelina Ellerina Yin, and number 19, Lauren Rockford.
So on Yin's goal, did we happen to catch if there was an assist?
There was. Lauren Rockford was credited with the assist, Skip.
Excellent. There's a chance for Jensen. Unfortunately, she can't control the touch. Passes out to Cron. This one's deflected off the defense. Boughton with a nice play coming out, not only to win it, but to prevent that from going out of bounds for a corner kick. And to be consistent with points that we've made earlier, that third goal, 0 chance for Abby Boughton to make a play on that. I mean, Yin absolutely crushed that one off the lower part of the crossbar. I mean, it was just a bang-bang shot and in. A perfect shot. No goalkeeper has a chance.
Yeah, I think, if I'm honest, I think she brings, Yin brings something to the table that the Wildcats don't have, which is a little bit of deception in the front. She's short, she's got shorter legs, but she has a very physical style, but she's very fast. She's very quick to accelerate and very fast, and I think she has a tendency to blow by people who don't think she's that quick. I mean, as opposed to some of the other taller, longer strikers and forwards that the Wildcats have.
And here we have a offsides against Simley. So this will be a kick for Wildcats. They'll just play it short. Ganji with it. She's going to come to the near side. This is Lee. Ward back in the game, having a big day with a goal and an assist. Mara has it. Nice pass up on the ground. Can't quite connect there with Awning.
Wildcats coaching staff asking their players to hold the ball, keep the ball, and possess the ball. Right now, I mean, they're in control of the game. They've got it by the scruff. All they have to do really is control the ball for the next handful of minutes, the next 8 minutes, and see this clean sheet through. But at the same time, there are going to be times when you have a 1-0 lead or a 2-0 lead or a 2-1 lead where you have to just possess to burn the clock, to use the time, and this would be a great opportunity for the Wildcats to practice that.
Lee plays it up, Noel into the game. Off of Bartels, back over the head of Lee. She'll track that one down, getting some pressure from behind. She's got to hurry, but she's just going to shield it.
Substitutions for the Wildcats back in the game.
Nice opportunity as well for Coach Ekstrom to extend her bench with a 3-goal lead, and 7 minutes to play still. Get some girls into the game that don't usually see playing action, and that only helps you down the road. Lee hit that one a little bit, so it goes out of play.
I think it's a good opportunity, as you say, Skip, for helping girls get into the action. It's also a good opportunity for them to demonstrate what they can do. This isn't like a completely overmatched opponent. I mean, despite the fact the Wildcats have played very well, I wouldn't look out there and say Simley's, I wouldn't say they've been completely overmatched in this game, despite the fact there have been a major disparity in shots as Logan makes a run.
She did a good job making sure she was onside when the ball was kicked. She has the speed to win it. Unfortunately, Boughton quick off her line. Yeah, there's a push that I'm surprised. Yeah, there we go. Olivia Knoll got her hands up into the upper part of the back of Simley player, so a fairly easy call in my opinion.
You could have called probably 2 fouls. There were 2. Knoll was there, but there was another player who couldn't tell if it was Hobbs or who it was, but there were 2 players there pushing in the back.
It's good teamwork.
Yeah,
they work,
absolutely.
Work well as a team.
Well, we're going to pass together as a team, score together as a team, commit fouls as a team. But I think just to finish the thought, Skip, I think it's good for players to get a chance to showcase what they can do, to push for playing time, right? To push for opportunities on the field, and you've seen, say, Natalie Ward do that. Angie Yin has done that today, where they're going to say, okay, I'm going to push the Lauren Rockfords and the Kate Rileys. That's going to make the Rockfords and Rileys better, and also give the team, as you said, depth.
Yeah, and that's crucial when you're having those games, and maybe your girls that are getting more time than the others, aren't playing as well or aren't making the plays you need them to make. Ekstrom knows that she can go further into her bench and find people to go to that she can rely on. That throw-pass combination doesn't quite click. Berglund can't quite get back, but Bartels is there to help out. She goes to Carlson. Comes back to Ganji. Eagan playing the passing game. Very well done. Spreading it all the way across the field to Lee. Little fake. Does a dribble move and just couldn't quite get there before it went out of bounds. Another one of those where we have the tough angle, but again, the AR is right there to make the play. Ganji with a nice throw. Awning knocked off the ball.
Now, Awning was Lee was looking for Awning, but Awning was in an offside position. I think Lee recognized that and took the ball up the side herself. And so nice recognition by Lee.
Well, if ever there were a game where, geez, there's a one-handed shove down. Now this is that same number 9 that we talked about earlier. I'm a little surprised that this doesn't result in a booking, but
yeah, that's frustration by Remical, and absolutely that's their second foul of really not playing for the ball. You're right, Skip. That I could certainly understand why the referee would say, you know what, let's book her and let's give her a booking so that we keep the temperature down on this game.
So this is a spot where Kira could put one in. She shoots. This is a tricky one, and it does go in! A great low, hard shot by Kira Waldrop. It takes that fast bounce off the turf. The free kick results in a goal. It's 4-0. All Eagan Wildcats here today.
Well, Abby Boughton has had such a good game for the Simley Spartans, and I think that's the one of all the goals. I think that's the one she wants back. That's the one that she really thinks she should have gotten to, as it took a speedy hop off the turf and beat her low into the right side. If I'm honest, I didn't think Waldrop's ball was going to go in. I thought Boughton would be able to claim that relatively easily. I was disappointed that the Wildcats on the far side weren't moving around for her, making Boughton's life a little bit harder, but as it is, it's a goal for Kira Waldrop.
So unassisted, of course, off the free kick. Kira Waldrop, her first goal of the season. So now we have the 11th goal scorer of this season. This long ball is going to go to Awning. She's going to win that one. Defense is there. She takes a left-footed shot. Nicely done. So many times you see players, if their dominant foot is their right foot in that situation, they want to try to bring it back to the right. She knew she had the left-footed shot, and she took it.
No, I like the fact that she took the shot early, and I also like the fact that these Wildcats, and we talked about it earlier, Skip, coming in out of halftime. I like the fact that they're playing aggressively. They're continuing to pressure. They're continuing to score. They're continuing to do all the things that have made them successful. And it's so easy to sit back with a 2-0 lead and say, hey, we think we've got this game. But now the Wildcats are showing their quality, and that's what you should do against an opponent now that you're really bossing.
Well, and at 2-0, you said you wanted to see us score 2 more goals, and we did exactly that. So your wish is granted. Here's Ward fighting against a couple defenders. Eagan controls now. Here's another chance, potentially looking for Awning. She was on sides. Nice defense by Simley to play it back.
It's a nice effort by Logan to try to get that over to Awning.
Unfortunately, it looked like she might have gotten kicked in the ankle. So we're going to have a stoppage here. Check her out. Hopefully she's okay. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in this game. It's all Eagan, especially in the second half. A 1-0 lead at halftime. The goal by Natalie Ward, her first. And then a 3-goal outburst here in the second half. Caitlin Matzik with a beautiful goal for number 2. Angelina Elleria Yin, her first career goal. Put the Wildcats up 3-0. And then the long free kick, the hard bounce, quick bounce off the turf for Kira Waldrop, the sophomore defender, puts the Wildcats up 4-0. This is sophomore defender Rachel Sufsa walking gingerly off, mostly on her own power. Now she's getting a little bit of help from, looks like, head coach Nora Austin, whose name could be familiar to our viewers. She has coached local soccer club here, the Wave Soccer Club, in the past. I don't know if she still does, but I know the name from my own daughter's soccer history of club soccer, so good to see Nora involved. Definitely wish her and Simley good luck in the rest of the season. Of course, Simley being so close to Eagan, good chance these girls not only are familiar with each other, but potentially play together in club soccer. Carlson heads that one over to the far side. Nice little back flick header by Logan. Now she's making a great overlapping run on the right side. Carlson probably knows that she's there, but she's got nothing but space, so she's going to take a left-footed shot. Defended well. Into the game, or Bartels was there battling for it, but she fouls in an effort to win that back. So Carlson had a great run there for Logan, but she didn't even need to use her because nobody stepped up to defend her.
I like the flick by Logan. Yeah, nice play by Logan, flicking it back, and Carlson making the run off the head, off the header from Logan, and that's the kind of thing that you'd like to, hopefully as an opportunity to prove helpful later in the season when they're in the next 2 or 3 games, when those types of things come off.
Knoll has it, but lost it. Lee controls. Now Knoll fighting for it. This is Mara Ganji. She's going to go back to wall drop. She's going to get it out of harm's way quickly. Captain number 10, Laura Bozen, loses possession. Nice play by Bartels to win that. She goes deep. And an errant pass will result in an Eagan throw. Reese Berglund back in the game at defense. We are down to the final 30 seconds here. Natalie Ward has it. Controls, spins, trying to connect with Logan. That one's kicked out of play, and we're down to the final 12 seconds of a great full game of soccer by these Eagan Wildcats, as they are going to improve their record to 4-3-2 overall with a convincing 4-0 win. Just a dominant effort. The final shot total 20-1. 0 shots in the second half for the Simley Spartans. London Anderson doing her part with her 1 save, but really this was a total team effort. 4 different goal scorers, a couple brand new varsity goal scorers for the Eagan Wildcats, and this is really the kind of win that we needed as Eagan extends their unbeaten streak to 5 games, going into a big matchup on Tuesday night against Lakeville North.
The Wildcats played one of their best games, certainly of the season, I would say, but the last 2 games they've played, Skip, have probably, maybe the last 3 games have been their best games of the season, and that's the kind of improvement you want to see continue. When they play Lakeville North, they better lace on their cleats tight and make sure their shin guards are strapped in, because it's going to be a very, very tough game. They're going to have to play better against Lakeville North than they played today. They played a good game today. They're going to have to raise their game against Lakeville North, and we're going to see if they can do that.
Yeah, absolutely, and we hopefully can get Sarah Brecklin, senior defender, back for that game. She was out today, just nursing a knee injury, nothing major, but just being careful. So a great win here for the Eagan Wildcats, 4-0 over the visiting Simley Spartans. For Nathan Cron, my name is Skip Newton. Thank you everyone for listening. We hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Tuesday, September 21st. The boys at 5 o'clock and the girls at 7. We hope to see you then. Again, we thank you for being with us here today. Please use caution as you exit the stands. Drive safely on your way home. We wish you a great rest of the weekend. Thank you and good afternoon from Eagan High School.